Today's class will be on German cases, which is normally known as Fehler. Now this topic is, it's going to be like a pain all the times. It will be like you will never feel that I am now an expert in this field, but just try to grasp the things. This concept is not complicated, but it is quite confusing. So, even today also I make many mistakes and I don't know whether I'll ever be able to, grasp it fully or not. So, but there are certain indications which will help you out, some hint-wise or hints that you can use. So, we will talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
So, moment. Okay. So, the main thing is, if I compare it with English, suppose if I say, the football hits. Now, I will not say the football hits he. Correct, that will be wrong. I will be saying the football hits him.
Yes.
Correct. So, we unknowingly are using cases in English as well, but because we are so used to it that we don't consider it. But now once it comes over German, then, we have to think twice and thrice. But maybe if you get fluent in German, maybe after 4 or 5 years time, then probably you will also take it very easily. You won't be thinking twice and thrice about cases. It comes automatically then. So, in general, there are 3 cases. Actually, there are 4 cases, but the 4th case is so obvious that we need not even think about it. It is very simple thing, but the 3 cases that we need to take care. The first is nominative. The second case is accusative. In German, it is written as AKKUSATIVE, and the third one is dative. Okay, this is the same. Okay, so nominative means we are talking about the subject. Someone is there. So we are talking about the subject here in nominative. Amia, welcome.
Yeah.
Today's class is on German cases. And this is going to be a very elaborate topic. It's something like even today I make multiple mistakes on this topic. So probably we will be spending, maybe 15-20 minutes in every class over this topic today and onwards. Okay. So there are 3 cases in German. One is the nominative, one is the accusative, and the third is dative. Now, I'm talking about the, in general, that is a high level view of what these cases are. So, nominative normally means we are talking about the subject. I'll explain it with examples in a moment. SUBJECT, subject. And for example, if I say the laptop is fast. Okay, so that means I'm talking about the subject. Subject is laptop here, right? So directly I'm talking only about the subject. This is the direct subject, I can say. So the laptop is fast. Or maybe like in German, if you can mention, let's say, der Mann ist glücklich. Means the man is happy. So here the subject is the man, the person, right? So the hint here is nominative is going to answer where. If you recall, where means who in German, and was. Was means what?
What?
That is, who and what. So the bottom line is, if as I gave these two examples, the laptop is fast. What is fast? The laptop, right? So that means the laptop. This is in nominative case. This noun is in nominative case. Okay. Their
So
man is.
always noun can be considered as a subject or nominative.
Repeat, please.
Noun can be considered as a nominative
Yeah.
in most of the cases, not
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Actually, noun, these three things, nominative, accusative, dative, these are all the cases of nouns only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are all nouns. Like for example, I write a letter to my boss. Correct. So I write a letter. So I is one noun. I mean, let's say Amiya writes a letter to his boss. So Amiya is noun, letter is noun, boss is noun. Correct. So these are all noun, but these are all in different cases.
Okay.
Yeah. So the hint here is, firstly, just remember that whoever is in the subject line, the first person, whoever doing something or what we are talking about, this all comes in nominative, right?
Come again once again, please.
I'll explain once again. Just a moment. As you probably remember, initially we talked about nouns, nouns. For example, das Mädchen, that is a small girl, right? Or maybe like die Flasche, that is a bottle. So these are all nouns, and the most primitive nouns, the most basic form of the noun is in nominative. This is a little confusing right now, but trust me, I mean, we will take it up later on as well, and it will be clear. I mean, we are just on the first step. We are climbing upon a fort, and we are on the first step right now. So just for now, just remember that the direct subject, that is whoever is doing the job or what is doing the job, they are all known as nouns. So we can take any example. The tree is beautiful. Yeah. So simple. The tree. This is the subject upon which we are talking. What is beautiful? Tree. Right. So if you were to decide whether it is which case it is, you just ask who or what. Who or what. WHAT. Or here in German we'll write it as where or
Where
was.
and was.
Yes.
Was.
Right. I request you both to give some any sentence. Then we will try to find out which noun it is, which case it is. Just give one sentence, Chetan, please. Any sentence. Simple.
Amiya will fly to India
Okay.
in Lufthansa.
Amiya will, let's say, fly to India only. This much only. Right. So
Who
here
and what?
we will just try to find out who or what.
Amiya.
Yeah.
Amiya is where, and India is was.
No. What? I mean, this is different. You don't get into it. This we'll take up later on. But right now, just find out. I mean, it's not mandatory that who and what both will be answered in a question, in a sentence, right? Any of these. That's why I have put oblique here. Any of these is being answered, then that noun is in nominative. Okay. So right now, Amiya, I mean, who is flying? The answer is Amiya.
Amiya.
So Amiya is in nominative. Right? Now, Amiya, you bring up any sentence, any whichever you feel like, simple.
Let's play. Siddharth, let's play.
Okay, that's great. Siddharth, let's play. All right. So again, who who is doing the job, or who is being if I say who will play, then Siddharth. So the Siddharth here is in nominative. Absolutely simple, right? Maybe I'll say Chetan eats an apple, right? So here Chetan, this is the person who is doing the job. So who will be Chetan?
Chetan.
Yeah, and he is subject because he is doing the job. Now here you may ask that what is also there. There is an answer to what. What is being eaten? So it would be apple, right?
Apple.
But remember, friends, this one is an object. I mean, this is apple is not eating Chetan. Apple is being eaten by Chetan, right?
Yeah, correct.
So subject is doing the job, and the apple is being eaten. So apple here is object, not subject. And for nominative, we are talking only about subject, right? So just make sure that nominative is subject, and this object, this comes in the different case, right? So here will be accusative that we will take up right now, accusative and dative. So this we will take up now. So the bottom line was subject is always in nominative. Just remember this. Okay. All right. So now we are here. Just a minute. So now let's talk about this accusative case. So accusative means this is direct object. Okay, that is, you can ask it as you can ask the question when oder was. Again, this is what, and when is whom. If you remember from yesterday's class, yeah,
Wem or when?
When, W-E-N.
Okay, N. Okay.
And wem was, W-E-M was to whom.
To whom? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we will take up later. Right now, when is whom and was is what.
What?
Now again, there is a small confusion point. As I said, these cases are not complicated but confusing. So if you see, this what was there before also. Where I have written, yeah, see, this nominative what is also there. But anyways, with the context, you will be able to figure it out. It is not that hard. Okay. So, let's say I give an example. Chetan works on the laptop. Alright. So, what do you think, friends? Who is the subject here? First of all, find out.
Chetan.
Absolutely right. And what is the object?
Direct object is laptop.
Yes, right. So here, work is being done upon the object, right? So this is the direct object. That is, laptop is being worked upon by Chetan. So this Chetan will be nominative, and direct object will be accusative. Okay. Now, this is quite simple. I mean, if there is any any object, any noun upon which some work is being done, then that means that noun is in accusative. Now, I will take a few examples which will clear it more. Let's say I write a letter, I write a sentence. I see the laptop. So tell me, friends, what do you think? Which is nominative, which is accusative?
I is nominative.
Hmm.
Laptop is accusative.
I in the sense person who is referring statement
Yeah.
is subject, and of course laptop is accusative. Accusative.
Yeah, direct object, right? Just remember, direct object is equal to accusative. Got it, right? Now I'll take a few more sentences and which will clear it even further. I will take it in German. Let's say, ich schreibe einen Brief. That is, brief is letter. Yeah. So I write a letter. I mean, in English it will be I am writing a letter, right? So, Amiya, what do you think about this sentence? What is nominative? What is accusative?
Ich is nominative,
Good.
and brief is accusative.
Absolutely right. Remember, we are not talking about dative right now, so don't get confused. So, what I'm saying is, ich schreibe einen Brief. I am writing a letter. Absolutely simple statement. Now, if I modify it and write, Frank schreibt einen Brief. Right? So, Chetan, what do you think? How things will be here?
Yeah, Frank is nominative.
Mhm.
The brief is accusative.
Yes, absolutely right. Okay, no doubt. Now, I will make it a little more, not complex, but I'll add one more parameter. In English, I will try to write it as Frank. Oops. Writes a letter to Amiya. Okay. Okay, this will be a little complicated. Letter to me, I will say. Okay. In German, this will convert to Frank. Remember, friends, do you remember I told some time back that if I were to say I am not sure.
Yeah, it's me.
Mia.
Yeah. So if you don't think about the cases now, so you will transliterate and you will say Ich bin nicht sicher. Nicht sicher. Yeah. Which is wrong. The right would be mir ist nicht sicher. So the concept is to me. I mean, the thing is not sure to me, right? So that to me becomes mere. Now here also, you remember to me is here.
Mia. Yeah.
So the concept, the sentence will be Frank schreibt mir.
Brief.
Yeah, mir ein Brief.
Oh, ein Brief.
Yeah. That could be einen also. I mean, I need to find it out. But let's say ein Brief or einen Brief. For now, what I want to focus upon is cases. So first of all, friends, I would like to ask you how many subjects or how many noun do you find in this sentence?
Frank. Letter. Frank. Brief.
Correct.
And me.
Yeah.
No.
So mere is also kind of a noun. I mean, it is actually a pronoun, but we will take it as a noun right now. Now, again, if I were to ask you what is accusative and what is nominative, so think upon it, friends.
Yeah, Frank is nominative
Why?
because he is the subject. He is writing the letter.
Yes. And
So,
Amia, your chance to answer, what is accusative?
Scribe.
No, scribed is a verb.
Okay. Brief. Sorry. Brief.
Yes. So this brief is the direct object, right? So here it will be, because it is a direct object, it is accusative. Now then, what about mere?
It's a second accusative.
Uh,
No, second nominative, I guess.
Wait. I'll clear. This is the receiver. This is also an object, but it is an indirect object. Right? Indirect object. I'll make it clear. Let's say this is Frank, and he is writing a letter, and he is sending to me. Okay, so what is happening is Frank is with a pen, he is writing this letter. So he is acting directly upon this letter, right? And then this letter is being sent to me, right? So I am coming at the last point. I am the indirect. I mean, this is the last thing that is happening, is coming to me. Moment. But Frank, who is the subject, what's happening? Just a moment. This is the Frank, and for sure he is a nominative because he is the subject, and he is working upon an object, and that object is coming to me. So who is benefiting, or who is losing, or who is being acted upon in the as the final result? That is the indirect object. Okay, remember, this is direct object and this is indirect object. You're getting the point, friends?
Despite of it being a noun and receiving end, it's an indirect object.
Yes, exactly. All are nouns. Frank is noun. This envelope is noun. This person who is receiving, let's say he is Claudia. This is also a noun. All are nouns. But Frank is the one who is working upon, who is going to act upon, or who is going to initiate the action, and he is working upon this letter, right? So Frank, because he is initiating the action, he is working, so he is the subject. He is the hero of the story. He is going to work upon something, and that is the letter. So that is the direct object, and that direct object is being sent to somebody. That is, there is some beneficiary who is going to benefit from this action, and that is the indirect object. Okay, I understand this is confusing, but later on you will find it quite easy. So don't be, overwhelmed with it. Any question, any doubts, ask right away, please.
Okay, so by distinguish accusative, nominative, that means how we are going to, that means what is the goal with this kind of identification of terms, or the subject or object?
The goal is actually, as we all know, German is a very precise language, right? So, there is no room for confusion. I told you now, I gave an example in the start. The football hit. Do we write he? The football hit he? No. We write it as him, right? So, because we want to make sure that whoever is doing the action and who is being acted upon should be very clear in a sentence, right? Because otherwise there is always a room for confusion, and fortunately German language leaves no room for any confusion.
Okay, that's why they are relying on signing the papers. No confusion. Like they are assuming people is reading, understanding, and then signing.
Yeah. But
Just kidding.
yeah, I understand. But you know what? Sometimes, I mean, German is absolutely no doubt, it's very precise. But if for a new person, it may be a little confusing. I'll give you one simple example. Let's say the dog bites the man, right? So now what is happening? The dog, who is probably hero, or maybe in this part villain, but he's initiating an action. So this dog will be
Accusative.
nominative.
Nominative.
Yeah, because as I said, Frank writes a letter.
Yeah.
So he's the subject who is initiating the process. Bites the man. Now man is the one who is receiving the teeth of dog in the process of biting. So he's the receiver and he's the direct object, which is known as accusative. Correct? No doubt. Okay. Now, why I took this example is, in German, if you were to write this now, this comes as der Hund. Remember, the der is masculine. Hund, the dog is normally treated as masculine. Der Hund beißt den Mann. Now, why it is den? This is a topic for another video. Correct? No doubt. That is the Hund, the beißt means to bite. The dog bites the man. No doubt, right? However, in German, it will be absolutely correct if I write it like this. Den Mann beißt der Hund. This is 100% correct. Can you imagine? I mean, the first time if you see this sentence, den Mann beißt der Hund.
Yeah. Man bite dog.
Yeah, the man is biting the dog. Right? This is what you will conclude from this sentence. But this is entirely opposite. The exact sentence, the exact meaning of the sentence is still the same. The dog is biting the man. Right? So this is why I want to tell you that cases are most important. See what happens if you see this den. First of all, you should always remember that the noun of man is. What do you think the noun of man should be?
Here it should be accusative.
No. Noun. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the gender. Gender of man should be masculine, right?
Masculine.
Yeah, masculine. So here it should be always der man, right?
Yeah, it should be der man. Yeah.
But here you see den, correct? So at a later stage, maybe like in next class, I will tell you there is a tabular format. Der, die, das, die, dem, den. It's like a kind of a tabular format. Nominative, accusative, dative, masculine, feminine, neutral. So this table we have to remember all the times. That I'll take up later on. So from this table, you will find out that if I'm using den, den, before a masculine, that means this is definitely not a nominative case. This is an accusative case. You will find out. I mean, that's why I said this is going to be like a fort we are climbing, and we are on the initial steps right now. So don't get confused right now, friends. What I want to tell you is der Hund beißt den Mann. In German, the word positions can be changed, but you have to make sure that the meaning is same. So this is a very contrasting example. Den Mann beißt der Hund is 100% correct, and the meaning is still the same, that the dog is biting the man. Okay. why I'm telling you all this stuff is because Amiya asked na that what is the use of these cases. So the use of this case is to be very precise, that there is no room for any confusion. Okay? At this stage you are getting confused, this I know it, but once you are proficient in German now, you will appreciate it. This is absolutely correct. There is no room for confusion left. Okay. Any questions, doubts, etc.?
No, Siddharth is clear.
No. Initially, it is like a mind-boggling thing, and everybody gets tumbled up. Even I was like that, this same stage, like you guys are. But with usage, you will find it. It's acceptable. You can grasp it later. So it's not rocket science. All right. So what we understood is, I'll just repeat. Nominative is always the subject. Who is initiating the action, who is doing the action, and the hint-wise, the hint is to find out who is doing and what is being, what is done, what is doing, right? I mean, who is doing or what is doing. Like the laptop is fast, that means what is fast? The laptop. Or der Mann ist glücklich. Who is glücklich? Man. Who is happy? Man. Right? So just try to find out whether it is where or was. The second one was accusative, wherein we took up when, W-E-N, okay, or was. So whom or what. We will keep on taking more examples, so then it will be more easier, right? Now we are upon third case, and this is dative. So dative, friends, is indirect object. Okay. Now here it is wem, W-E-M. That is to whom. Okay. Make sure there is no was here. So let's not get confused with what here. Was were only for nominative and accusative, and a biggest hint here is, for most of the cases you will find indirect object is normally a person. In most of the cases, maybe like in 90% cases you will find that indirect object is always a person. Right? Exceptions are always there. There is no doubt. We'll explain it. Let's understand what this stuff is. I take a simple example. I write a letter to my boss. Okay. So here again, if I ask you for nouns or maybe pronouns, so what are the nouns or pronouns you find out?
Yeah, noun is I, pronoun is boss. Sorry, I and letter is noun.
Yes.
Then boss is pronoun.
Yeah, or maybe I don't know if boss is also a noun, or at least these are not verbs or these are not prepositions. We are for sure. Now, Amiya, what do you think? What is the direct subject?
I.
Absolutely right. Because I is doing the initiating the action. Yeah, right. And what about the indirect, the direct object upon which something is being done?
Accusative is letter.
Accusative is absolutely right. Letter. Right.
And in this case, boss is dative.
Yeah, boss is dative because it is the indirect object. He is the receiver. Absolutely right. And remember, friends, person. I said na. So boss is also a person. Right? So
what if you write a letter to any tax office or wrap house?
wait. Your voice is not clear. I didn't get that.
Yeah. So if I write a letter to Rathaus or Ausländer Amt or some other official team like tax office, so in that case, tax office can be considered as an dative.
Yes, absolutely. Because they are the receiver, right? And don't forget, as I said, to whom? If you get an answer, if there is any word in the sentence which answers this question, to whom you send a letter, to whom you are doing an action, to whom this action refers to. So such questions, if any noun is answering to whom, that noun is most likely going to be in dative case.
Okay.
Right?
That is person or group of person or any department.
Yes. So, but in most cases, department, I don't know if they also can be dative. I think so. But in most cases, persons are always in dative cases. Right? So, in case if you find a sentence which involves a person, object, and another person, let's say Amiya kicks the football to Chetan, right? So, in this case, for sure, Amiya or Chetan, these are the persons. So,
Correct.
dative will be one of them for sure.
Yeah, correct.
Right? Now, because Amiya is initiating the action, he is kicking the football, so he is in nominative case.
Nominative.
Yeah. And because Chetan is receiving the football, so he is going to be in dative. Right? So these are, some hints with which, if you just remember these hints, then probably you will be a master in this section, in these areas very soon. Right? So this is the grammar part that I wanted to tell you. Now we have done only maybe 20% of this area. There are many more stuff related with nominative, accusative, and dative that we will take up in subsequent classes. Because if I tell everything today, then in next class no one will appear. Yeah. So that was for today's. Any doubts? Any question if you want to ask? Or maybe I'll make a brief revision what we learned today. Yeah, I'll start fresh. I'll start with nominative. Make a comparative, chart here. Accusative. Just spare me for the spelling mistakes. Akkusative. This is right, I think. And dative. So, Amiya, would you like to add anything on this topic? What is nominative?
Sorry, I
Would you like to add any explanation what actually a nominative is?
I'm getting very bad name.
Any explanation? If you want to explain it to somebody, what is nominative? So if you can add any statement here.
Okay. So I'm coming to meet.
No. I'm asking what is nominative?
Okay. It's first person or the noun who is initiating the action.
Yes, 100% correct. Noun who is initiating the action. Noun who is initiating the action. Simple thing. Chetan, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, this is always the direct subject.
Yes, absolutely right. Or you can simply write subject.
Yeah.
Right? And I would add some two pennies here. This answers where or was. That is who or what. Absolutely simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay, going ahead. Accusative. So
this is always refer the direct object.
Yes, absolutely right. Direct object. Correct. And this is going to answer
when
was. Absolutely correct. When or was, which is actually
whom or what.
Yes, whom or what. right? There is no doubt about it. And the third one is
indirect and
yes,
vem.
indirect object.
Object. Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, you said vem. Absolutely right.
To whom?
Yes, vem, or that is to whom. And here there is no was. Just make sure, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or the person directly.
Yes. And mostly 90%
Person.
cases with person.
Person.
Yeah. Right. So this is the high level, 1,000-meter view of this nominative, accusative, and dative. I just want to take up one simple fourth case. I'll just brief you only in 2 minutes because that's absolutely easy, and that is known as genitive. Genitive. Now, genitive simply means possession, right? If I say this is Chetan's mobile, right? So the possession, that means this is Chetan's mobile. So here, this word that is Chetan's, that is clearly mentioning that the mobile is owned by Chetan, right? So this is a very simple case. Whenever there is any ownership, or maybe like somebody owns some object, if any word defines such case, such relation, then that noun is in genitive, right? So there is nothing at all. I mean, only in 2 minutes you can understand. That is my dog, for example. So here that my is showing that this is owned by somebody, so that will be in genitive, right? So there is absolutely nothing to talk about that one. Okay. So this was all about today. But remember, friends, this is not the complete. The lesson is still not complete. There are certain prepositions, there are certain verbs associated with everyone, and that is like over a period of time we will be learning all that stuff. To give just a glimpse of these verbs that I am talking about, so there is only one verb, is sein. This we will learn later on. This verb is always nominative. Okay, comes in nominative. Now, more than 90% of the verbs that you learn in German comes in accusative, right? And in dative, there are only a few verbs. I think like gratulationen, if you congratulate somebody or there are certain verbs which we will learn later on. I am sure that there are no more than 10 such verbs, 10 or 12, which are common ones. And if you see those verbs, then on the spot you can find out, or you can surely say that the noun is in dative. But that's something, topic of next class. So I will not take up that verb section right now. I'll erase it out. Okay. So, any doubts, any questions, friends? Then we can wind up for today's class.
No, it's good.
Right.
At least in very simple way, it is like nominative, accusative, and dative.
Yeah. The only thing is, keep yourself in touch with this topic, because, if you were to tell somebody, ruf mich an, maybe like, please call me, okay? So you will get confused that should I use dative in this case or accusative? Ruf mir an should I say, or ruf mich an should I say? I mean, mich and mir, like mich, which is accusative, and mir, which is dative. So you will get confused all the times if you don't understand the concept. And if there are many such dish, dear, euch, so many verbs, these words will be coming up later on in our journey. So if you don't grasp this concept of nominative, accusative, and dative, you'll always make mistakes. And the problem here, friends, is whenever you're talking in your official environment, or maybe if you are on the road or talking to somebody, nobody will ever, correct your grammatical mistakes, right? So this is the biggest problem. You don't know that you are making a mistake, and you'll continue making that mistakes. Even, I have many times I have told to my colleagues that I want to improve my German. Whenever I make any mistake, please interrupt and tell me. But trust me, friends, I think it's 18 months now, and not a single instance they have never ever interrupted me or told me that you are speaking in a wrong grammar.
Probably because the message or the information you are trying to pass is directly or indirectly is being reached.
Exactly.
It's even in distorted mode, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is clear to them.
That's the 100% correct statement you said. Then they will never, repair your grammatical mistakes. So you yourself has to be, ensure that you are not making such mistakes. So that was one thing. And one that was all for today's class. And one small thing I want to explain, that is a latest experience that I had last 3 days back. As I used to say that we should do or Z, right? So do is normally for casual or informal situations, and Z is for, let's say, for respect people, right?
Or formal.
Yeah, formal. Or maybe like if I'm talking to same age or lower age person, small kid, or maybe like my own age, then I'll use do. And here if I'm talking to elder, then we'll use Z. Now it so happened that I invited kind of a friend. He's an uncle. He is 67 years old.
Mm-hmm.
For dinner last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Now throughout he only speaks German, so I was always speaking Z. All the times I was talking in Z only.
Mm-hmm.
But to my surprise, he said that even if you are talking to a very senior person who is very aged to you, you still use do. No, I was amazed. I was totally surprised. And he told me that please use do with me. Okay. So that is to say, and I asked him twice that is it a normal thing, or you only are allowing me, or because we are quite close to each other, that's why you are allowing me to say do. But he said no. If you are very close, if you are close to anybody, even if he is elder to your age, then you can always use do. So that means to say, this rule, whatever happened that day, that takes over this rule. This is no more applicable then. Right? So this is just I'm sharing my experience. May or may not be applicable in NRW, or it could be maybe like I'm in East Germany and here people are more lenient, or could be any reason. But this is a strange experience that I had last week. Okay. So keep in mind, maybe you also, be prepared for such surprises, because this is the first time that I learned in maybe like 4.5 years of learning German. But later on, now I'm having a problem whenever I'm chatting with him on WhatsApp. I don't know whether should I, take his name, or because I'm still hesitant calling him do all the times. Yeah. But he himself told me that you should do with me. And even my partner, he instructed that please speak in do with me. So that's something strange. Okay. So we are done for the class. I strongly recommend, friends, this topic is very vital. You could leave some other topics, some previous topics, but please see this video again, at least in the middle of the week. Even yesterday's videos was on W Fragen. That is also very important. and I suggest that you keep yourself in touch with these cases, these German cases, because you cannot, skip this part. It's most important. Okay. So with this, let's wind up our class, and we'll meet next weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Sid.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Danke für Zeit.
Bitte. Gern geschehen.
Gern geschehen, ja.